Hi everyone, my name's Pan, aka the Greek Leek, and welcome to another show on Ace Podcast Nation. Tonight we're going to be looking at the Euros that are coming up on Friday, starting with Germany versus Scotland. Let's have a look at all the groups, see who we think is going to qualify from each group, and eventually who's going to go and win the tournament. It'd be great for us here to let us know who you think is going to win it, who you think there's going to be surprises in the tournament, and if there's going to be any shocks in the group matches. So it'll be really good, guys, to get your views in. So let's kick off with Group A. We've got Germany, Switzerland, Hungary, and Scotland. So Germany, obviously, the hosts. They're not obviously the Germany of the past, but they've got some really good players in their side. This group, I expect them to win this group. Second, I'm going to go for a little bit of a surprise. Hungary have been playing really well. I think they've got their best team for over 50 years. So I'm going to go for Hungary to be the surprise side in this group and come second. Switzerland have got a lot of experience in Euros, but haven't really been performing that well over the last year or so. But I think they'll have enough to finish third in this group. And Scotland, unfortunately, I think, with not really a very good defence or limited on strikers, they will finish bottom of Group A. Right, next on to Group B. We've got Spain, Croatia, Italy, and Albania. Right, Spain obviously are going to be the favourites for this group, and I think they will win the group. They're a very good technical side. Yes, they haven't got an out-and-out striker, but they've got goals throughout this team. So Spain, for me, to win Group B. Second in this group, I'm going to go for Italy. They were the Euro winners in 2020. I think Italy they haven't got really star players as such, but they've got a hard-working side, and they've got some very, very good players. So Italy, for me, to come second. Croatia, obviously with some hugely talented players like Modric, they're still going to be hard to beat. They've got a very, very good record in the Euros and World Cups in recent years. But I just think some of their players aging, and I just don't think they'll have enough. So I'm going to go for Croatia to come third in Group B. And finally, last but not least, Albania did really well to qualify the Red and Blacks team. But I just think they'll struggle. And I hope they get a couple of goals for their fans. But I just think they'll finish bottom of Group B. Right, on to Group C that has England, Denmark, Serbia, and Slovenia. England, again, probably the strongest team in this group. They've got some fantastic players, with Bellingham and Kane being world class. I've got no doubts that I think England will win this group, but there may be some tricky games along the way. Second in this group, I'm going to go for Denmark. They're a very consistent side, got some really good, talented players. I wouldn't say they're an exceptional side, but they've got Højlund up front at Man United. So I think they're good enough and consistent enough to get them second in Group B and C. Right, next up we've got Serbia. Serbia, again, full of talented players. Some pundits are saying they're the dark horse of the tournament, but I just feel their record in recent times against the top sides isn't that good. So I'm going to go for Serbia to finish third in Group C. And last but not least, again, Slovenia did really well to qualify, but really lack quality at this level. So I'm going to go for Slovenia to finish fourth in Group C. Okay, on to Group D. We've got France, Poland, Austria, and Netherlands. France, again, would be the strongest side in this group, I think, by most pundits. Mbappe is the star player, so I think France will win this group. Poland, for me, are going to really struggle. They've got Lewandowski, Zielinski, etc., but I just think this Poland team is one of the worst teams they've had in recent years, and I'm going to go for Poland to finish bottom of Group D. The surprise package are going to be, for me, Austria. I think Ralf Rangnick's done a fantastic job coaching this side. They've done really well. I think in the last 16 games, they've only lost once, and they've got some impressive wins against Germany, Italy, and a 6-1 thrashing of Turkey. So I really think Austria will go deep in this tournament, and I'm going to go for Austria to finish second in Group D. Finally, we've got the Netherlands. We all know a lot of their players in the Premier League. I think they are a very good side. The problem with the Netherlands, they don't have the Van Bastens, Hullets of this world. They haven't got a star striker. So I think that's where they're going to fall down. But I still think they'll finish third. I think they might just sneak through this group. Okay, on to Group E. We've got Ukraine, Slovakia, Romania, and Belgium. Ukraine, very, very talented side. Yarmolenko is their iconic player, but they've got some fantastic players like Sudakov of Shakhtar. So I think Ukraine are a very good side. Murdiok of Chelsea, and their striker Dovvik in the La Liga is the top goal scorer in La Liga this season. So for that reason, having a quality striker as well, I think they'll be good enough, Ukraine, to get out of this group and finish second. Next, we've got Slovakia, a good side, but really they haven't. I don't think they'll do much in this tournament. They have got some good players, but I just don't think they will finish anything other than fourth in Group E. Romania, again, a very technical side. They're excellent passing and pressing team, but they really haven't got any star players as such. Did really well to qualify, and I think they're the weakest team in this group, and I think they're going to finish fourth. Finally, but not least, the Belgium side, again, packed with top stars like De Bruyne, Lukaku, etc. They'll definitely, I think, win this group. Right, on to Group F. We've got Portugal, the Czech Republic, Georgia, and Turkey. First up, we've got Portugal. Ronaldo, obviously, his final tournament, but they've got a fantastic team and probably the best squad in the tournament, along with France. Their midfield is packed with quality with Fernandes, Silva, Paulinho, and Leao. So I really think Portugal will win this group quite comfortably. Czech Republic up next. Yes, they've got a couple of good players, but I really think they'll struggle in this group. They definitely, in my view, won't qualify. I just think they just lack real quality up front, and I think they'll come third in this group. Then we've got Georgia. Fantastic achievement for Georgia to go through to the Euros via the playoffs by beating Greece on a penalty shootout. Their fans were absolutely ecstatic. I really do hope Georgia have a good tournament and get a couple of goals for their fans. But realistically, I do think they'll finish fourth in this group. And finally, but not least, Turkey. Very, very talented side. Again, a lot of sides, dark horses. Probably will have the most fans in this tournament, bar the host team, Germany. And I think Turkey will definitely qualify in second place. Right, so on to the knockout stages, guys. First up, we've got Germany versus Denmark. I'm going to go for Germany. I think Germany will be a little bit too strong for Denmark. Next up, I've gone for Hungary versus Italy. Hungary obviously could beat this Italian side because Hungary are very, very good. And again, a lot of people's dark horses. I just think the Italians have a little bit too much for them. Spain versus Serbia, I've got down as the next match. Obviously, you never really know which teams are going to qualify as third place teams, but I put Serbia down as one of those 4 third best place qualifying teams. Serbia are a good team, but Spain have got quality throughout, so I think Spain will win this one. Next up, I've gone for England versus Slovakia. England, far too much quality for Slovakia, so a comfortable win for the English. Then I've gone for Portugal versus Croatia. A fantastic game. Ronaldo, Modric should be a mouth-watering fixture, but I just think the Portuguese, with exceptional quality throughout, will have too much for an aging Croatian side. Next up, we've got Austria versus Ukraine. Two maybe surprise teams going through to the knockout stages, but I feel Austria, coached by Ralf Rangnick, are really playing well. And I'm going to go for Austria to go through to the quarterfinals. Next is going to be an absolute titanic game between two fantastic teams in Belgium and the Netherlands. There's quality throughout these sides. De Bruyne, Van Dijk, so many players playing the top leagues. But I think Belgium, with their higher quality up in the final third, will have just a little bit too much for the Dutch. Last but not least, I've gone France versus Turkey. Turkey, again, fantastic team, but France obviously are one of the favourites. And I think as long as they play to their capability, France will win this one. Okay, guys, on to the quarterfinals. First quarterfinal is Spain versus Germany. This is when I think the Germans will go out in the tournament. Spain, technically much better than the Germans, and better players, I think, throughout their team. So, yeah, I can see Spain winning this one. Then we've got Portugal versus Austria. Austria, my surprise team, obviously, in this tournament. But I do think when it comes to the big matches, Ronaldo's final tournament, I think Portugal will go through. Then I've gone for Belgium versus France. Again, a mouth-watering fixture. But I just think Belgium mentality, when it comes to the biggest games, they've been favourites in previous Euro tournaments. I remember in 2016, they were one of the favourites to win it, and lost dismally to Wales. So I can see France winning this game. And finally, we've got England versus Italy. Gareth Southgate knows he has to win this tournament, otherwise he's going to be sacked. He knows that. So I think he's done really well, Gareth Southgate, to pick a team, a squad, that are actually on form for a change instead of picking his favourites. But as much as he's done well in doing that, I think when it comes to the crunch, I don't know what it is, but I just think England will miss out. And I think Italy, maybe a slightly stronger mentality in these knockout games, will get through. So on to the semi-final, guys. We've got Spain versus Portugal. Absolutely fantastic match. Tremendous players. You've got the young Lamal, who will be the future star of world football, who plays for Barcelona, only 16, 17, against the legendary Ronaldo, as I said, in his final tournament. But I just think Ronaldo is one of many great players that Portugal have in their team. And I think Portugal will just have a little bit too much for Spain in this one. And then France, Italy. France, obviously, so disappointed in the World Cup final against Argentina in a titanic match. But I think Mbappe is desperate to win a tournament. And I think this one, he will be the instigator of winning this game against the Italians. So, guys, I've gone for a Portugal-France final. I'd be interested to know what you think, who you think is going to get the final. Ronaldo will be desperate to win this one, to end his career like Messi has done, really, to a slightly lower level in this European Championship. And in some ways, I do hope Ronaldo does it, but I just feel that France have got a little bit too much quality. It will be a titanic game, but for me, France to win the Euros in Germany. So there we are, guys. It'd be lovely to hear your views on who you think is going to win it. Any shocks, any real surprises. Please get your comments and thoughts in. As I said, this is Pan. I hope you've enjoyed the show and see you soon.